and turn it around. And what does Kevin Overton do after that tech? Basically plays a perfect second half, much like Auburn as a whole, and he finishes with 25 points. 6 of 9 from the field, 5 of 7 from deep, 8 of 8 from the line. That is a true shooting percentage, Dan, of 98% in a game. Absurd.
And the 3-point shooting, I mean, we've said like it's gonna come to life in one of these games after an extended cold snap for Auburn from the outside. And I think you saw when folks expressed that confidence that you don't know how consistent it's going to be the rest of the season, but there are times when Auburn can put up 20 plus 3-point attempts and hit 50 plus % of those looks, as they did last night against Texas.
Well, it's kind of like how I feel about Pettiford as a whole. I can say it about the Auburn's 3-point shooting as a team. Like, we have seen this team heat up. We've seen Tahaad heat up, and it's like when that happens, watch out. In this game, they needed it and they got it. Overton with his 25. Keyshawn Hall though, 31. Yeah. 14 of 17 from the line, but 7 of 13 from the field, 3 of 6 from deep.
He was player of the week. Like, he's reigning co-player of the week. If you wanted to tell me the game against Texas was better than either of the games he'd played last week to win Conference Player of the Week, like I would listen to that argument. Obviously, he was so huge in the first half against Florida.
Yeah.
But no, Auburn needed a lot of what they got out of Keyshawn Hall in the win over Texas.
And a lot of credit after the game, and rightfully so, goes to Mike Burgermaster, who makes the tweaks that Auburn needs to do. And there's a question. There's this really, really good question from Steve in our mailbag that came out on Friday about the assist rate being lower, but Auburn's offense is doing well. And how's that? I mean, Auburn only had 3 turnovers in this game. That tied a school record. Incredible to do that in 40 minutes. But I think what we've seen from this team is they have so many one-on-one scores, Keyshawn Hall being the chief among them. I'm willing to say this, Dan, of the Auburn basketball teams I'm covered, the only other player I can think of who is as good of a one-on-one scorer as Keyshawn Hall was Sharif Cooper. And he did it in a different way, right? Like, Sharif was a point guard and did it with his speed and his quickness. But Keyshawn Hall has a lot of that same to him, except for he's kind of more of as a bigger guy, he's a freight train. And it's like, if you get one-on-one with him, he makes it really hard for you to defend him without fouling. And if you give him space, he will pull the trigger and light you up. And he did both of those in this game. And Texas fouls a lot. Sean Miller, as he said, they foul
He called it a virus, right? They've got the fouling virus.
They will foul the blank out of you. Like, that is what Texas is. And so Auburn had to get into an opportunity where they took advantage of that more. And what it was, okay, hey, look, Texas is condensing. They're condensing their defense, kind of doing some of what Auburn was doing. They're staying in gaps. They're ripping. They're putting bodies on bodies. They're doing all this stuff. Also, they're really keeping the ball out of Keyshawn Hall. They're throwing extra guys at Keyshawn Hall. So here's what Auburn does to counter it. They go in, Mike Burgermaster, and they get some stuff drawn up. There's some adjustments. They said, okay, if they're going to be condensed, let's stretch them out as much as we can. Let's overload. Let's go, and then you create more one-on-one opportunities where if you commit that extra man to a guy like Keyshawn Hall, somebody's going to be open. In this case, it was Kevin Overton knocking down shots, but you saw other guys step up and hit big ones as well. Or